Hello friends, welcome to iExamB. I'm Satakshi, your English faculty at iExamB, and in this video we will see all the patterns of word swapping that may come in your examination. This video will be particularly helpful for you if you are appearing for your IBPS RRB Scale 2 GBO and your IBPS RRB Scale 3 exam. Also, these type of questions are coming in various other exams. So, knowing the type of questions that may come from this topic in your examination will be beneficial for you when you appear for any of your banking examinations. So friends, let's see some of the questions now. So word swapping questions generally come like this, where you're given one sentence with 4 words highlighted, and these 4 highlighted words may or may not be in their correct position. So you have to see, judge yourself if they are in their correct position or not. If yes, they are in their correct position, then you will choose option E, that is no exchange is required. But if you feel that any of these words is not in their correct position, actually not only one, at least 2 words need to be in their incorrect position, then only you can swap, right? So this is how it will go. You will have to find out which pair is not in their correct position, and then you have to swap that. So the sentence says, the idea of a national caste census might be abhorrent, means hateful, when the stated policy is to establish for a casteless society, but it will be useful to strive statistical justification for preserving caste-based affirmative action programs. So when we read this, we know that with establish we don't use for, right? It is generally said to establish a modern society, to establish a casteless society, right? So here, since for is written, this is the incorrect usage. But we do say to strive for a casteless society, right? So strive and establish need to be swapped to make the sentence meaningful, right? So we will swap B and C. Let's see, B and C is only in option B, that is only B, C need to be swapped. If any other combination along with this option, that is and AD, had also been given, then we would be required to check AD. Since it is not given, we can only choose option B in our examination and move ahead. Alright. Now let's solve another similar question here for your practice. It says, it is clear that this actions along with so and so. Now the moment we read this, we know this has to be here. So along with this, actions cannot come because this denotes singular, right? So this is definitely incorrect usage. The word actions is not correctly placed here, right? So we will read ahead. It is clear that this actions along with the 4 border agreements has now unilaterally down on account of China's understanding as last year to broken redraw the LAC in Ladakh in the western sector. Now we see that broken is used with down, right? Broken down on account of China's, and here it is clear that this understanding along with the 4 border agreements has now broken down on account of China's actions last year to unilaterally redraw the LAC in Ladakh in the western sector. So now this sentence makes sense, right? So what have we swapped? We have swapped A and C and B and D. Alright, we see that option C contains these pairs, right? So this is the way we will solve these questions, right? Now there is another pattern where you are given 2 sentences and 3 words are highlighted in each, alright? So we have to swap between these 2 given sentences. So here when we read this sentence, it will say, nearly halted COVID-19 related operations have been lifted across the world and India. The center has no plans to restart the decennial census restrictions which were all due to the pandemic, right? So when we read this, we know that both the sentences don't make much sense. Halted COVID-19 related operations have been lifted. So no, operations are not lifted, restrictions are lifted, right? We all know in COVID-19 several restrictions were imposed, several restrictions were in place, and they have been lifted, right? So restrictions is the correct usage here. So B and Q needs to be swapped, and here only one option contains BQ, so we will also check for AR. Now it says nearly all COVID-19 related restrictions have been lifted across the world and India. Yes, the sentence makes sense, right? And now we'll read the second one. The sentence has no plans to restart the decennial census operations which were halted due to the pandemic. So now when restarting is being talked about, then something was stopped, right? Something was halted. So yes, halted is the correct usage here. So option C is correct and it is verified, right? So now what happens is that when these kind of questions come in exam, you either get a few questions of this type, like you will get one question where two sentences are given and you have to choose the correct swapped pair, right? And then you will get another question of similar type with different sentences where you have to do the swapping. Or you may get these questions in set, which means that you may get this question where your swapping is required, and then you will be required to connect these two sentences using connectors, right? So now when we have reached to the correct sentences, we know the sentences are these now after swapping. Now we have to connect the correct sentences, that is the correct form of sentences, with the proper connectors, right? So now we will read this. Nearly all COVID-19 related restrictions have been lifted across the world and India, but the center has no plans to restart the decennial census operations which were halted due to the pandemic, right? So but and however are the correct usage here. They can fit here. Connectors can either be in the start of the first sentence or in the start of the second sentence, right? So now however and but can come in the start of the second sentence, and they will both these connectors will make the sentence meaningful. But in spite of cannot come either in the start of first sentence or in the start of second sentence, and it will not make the final sentence meaningful. So in spite of is not the correct usage. Only 1 and 2 are the correct usages, right? So option D is the correct answer here. Now we will see one more similar example. Now we'll consider that these questions will come in set, where in the first question you will have to find the correct order of the sentence. You will find that which words need to be swapped, and in the second part you need to connect these with a proper connector, right? So now this sentence says Grubhub's new already will probably vet more attention to its platform at a dark time when its leadership position in the US delivery market is seen obliterated. And second one says, in the end, it may just bring consumers' appetites for delivery platforms they partnership know and love, right? Now we know that in sentence 1, Grubhub's new already, this makes no sense. So Grubhub's new, it can either be appetites or it can either be partnership. Okay, now let's see where does already fit better. It says consumers already for delivery platform. This does not make sense. Now let's try putting already instead of partnership. It says for delivery platforms they already know and love. Yes, so already fits here good, it fits here well, so we can swap A and R, right? So A and R is in option A and in option C. So we will see if BP also requires swapping, right? What does this sentence says? B says vet, right? Will probably vet more attention. Now vet means to excite. Okay, now it says it may just vet consumers' appetites for delivery platforms, means it may increase or excite a consumer's appetite for delivery platform, right? They already know and love. So vet is a better fit here, and here it says will probably bring more attention. Okay, attention is brought or gathered, right? So bring is a better usage here. So yes, swapping B and P also makes sense. So option C is the correct answer here. Now in your examination, this question may be clubbed with a connector question like this. Now when we know that this is the correct sentence, these two both are correct, and now these need to be connected using appropriate connector. So now this is an exercise for you, that you have to choose which connector fits best here and which connector can connect or link both these sentences. Remember friends, a connector may either be placed in the starting of the first sentence or in the starting of the second sentence. Alright, so choose your answer appropriately. This is your exercise. This is for you. You have to do it yourself. Now friends, to know the correct answer of the question, the connector one, download the PDF. It contains the answer, and then you will know that what is the right way to find the perfect connector for joining two sentences. Now that PDF is given in the description box. Please download that and you can verify your answer from there. Now this is another pattern in which you can get these word swapping questions in your examination. Now instead of word swapping, this is more like word replacement, in which a sentence is given and 4 words are highlighted, and these words may or may not be in their correct position. So you have to find the correct order of these words, that which word should be in the first highlighted place, which word should be in the second highlighted place. You have to choose that order. So this is another pattern in which you may get questions in your examination, and this is also quite important. So now when we read this sentence says, the modern at this historic venue have been birthplace ripe for low scoring. Now when we read this, we know that this is incorrect. Okay, firstly, here the in the sentence have been has been used, right? So have been shows that a plural word should come here, right? So which one is plural here? Conditions. Okay, the conditions at this historic venue have been dash ripe. So when we read this, it says historic venue have been dash ripe for low scoring. So when we see this, even if we remove this word from here and read the sentence without any word between been and ripe, then also the sentence will make sense. All right, so in the place of this word, an adverb or an adjective will be the right fit. All right, so here which is an adverb here? Particularly. So we will try fitting this word here. So the sentence now says, the conditions at this historic venue have been particularly ripe for low scoring, and that's not because a course known as the either birthplace or modern as the birthplace of golf has become a dull test for modern golfers. Okay, so when we see the correct order, we have found it C, D, B, A. Alright, option 4 is the correct answer here, and this is the correct sentence, C, D, B, A. So friends, this is all for the patterns, and on Monday 18th July 8 PM we are having a seminar for you people, where you can know what is the difference between the profile and the working hours of bank PO and bank clerk. How do these two profiles differ, and all that you need to ask about all this, you may ask to Vidika ma'am directly. She's an ex-bank PO, so she has seen the banking culture and experienced it herself. So be there if you have any doubts regarding this, and also if you want to know that what is the difference between these two bank profiles and what is the right fit for you. So it is on Monday 18th July at 8 PM. So you have to fill the form in the description box that has been given. So please register yourself for this e-seminar. So friends, the PDF of this video is available for download in the description box. Please download it so that you have all the patterns handy and you can refer to them even when you are without an internet connection. If you found this video informative, friends, do like and share it, and also you can leave your answers and your comments in the comment section below.